Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is a Crusader SP 5.5. This one is the Tier 7 British SPG. It's located on the north spawn of Lakeville and it's under the command of Zin 1983. Now he's got the small gun, which is the 4.5-inch howitzer, which is the same gun you'll find on the FV304. And one of the big difficulties about this Arty is that it drives backwards. Yes, it's the one with the gun pointing in the opposite direction to where you travel. But it does have the same properties as the Burt, which means it's got very fast firing and it's got reasonable hitting power as well. 450 alpha, penetrating 28mm of armour and a burst radius of 2.2 meters, which makes it very similar in many ways to the Leffy, the leaf blower, or Fifi La Pew Pew, whichever way you want to call it. He's already got a hit on that Easy 8, fires another one in, gets another hit. The reload time is 10.13 seconds, which is very fast. Fires another one, and another hit. It's the death of 1,000 cuts. The enemy keeps getting hit repeatedly until eventually they expire, or they pull away. In fact, the only way to deal with an Arty that keeps hitting you like this is to pull back and get out of sight of him, otherwise eventually you will die. Hit after hit. He's hitting the frontal arm of that T29 at the moment, which is why he's not getting a huge amount of hit points each shot. But he's picking up steady hit points. And the more he picks up, the better it is. Oh, the KV2 just derped the Easy 8. The same one that pulled back. Constantly getting hits. Now he's lost sight of that T29. Oh, briefly, but he's still got him in sight now. Rounds out. And that's the first shot that didn't do any damage. Didn't penetrate the armor. But there's a tank that he can pen and wipe out, actually. Rounds out in the Hellcat. And he missed him, which is surprising. But he's lined up for another shot. See if he can get him this time. Rounds out. Hits the rock face. T29's pulling back. He's going to try for another shot on the T29. The guy pulled forward. Okay. We now have him in sight. It's a fairly good position he's chosen, actually, because it's kind of defensive against any counter battery, because he's directly on the corner. It's very difficult to see the tracer. And he finally hits the Super Hellcat, and that's a penetrating round. 378 hit points. The Super Hellcat's out the game. The T150 got him.
We've hit them, but didn't penetrate their armor.
And again, a non-penetrating shot on the T29 hit the armor.
Enemy hit.
That's a good hit. And that T29's having to back away. Now, if he'd done that a lot sooner, he possibly could have saved himself a couple of hundred hit points. In fact, the only way to play is to be defensive, and is actually to force the enemy to come to you rather than to actually try and attack. The limitation with the 5.5-inch SP with the small gun, the stock gun, is that it does have a short range. And that means if you can stay out of range of his gun, you're not going to get hit. One of the other advantages that this Arty has is the trajectory. It's very high. As you can see there, he actually fired over the rocks at that Baguette Panther. And he's trying to get another round on target. Looks a good shot. It is. 200 hit points this time. Rounds out. And yes! That's a penetrating shot, and the Baguette goes down directly afterwards to the Super Hellcat on our team. In fact, we're now we're now 5 tanks up on the enemy, and they only have 5 tanks left. As far as we can work out, their guys are still in the south end of the town and defending their cap area, which means that Zin is going to have to get closer if he wants to get more shots on the enemy. It takes a bit of while trying to work how to drive this thing backwards, but once you actually get the habit, it's not so difficult. And in fact, actually, it is possible to take out enemy tanks that are chasing you with a single shot. I've actually done that whilst on the move, and it is quite amusing when it does happen. And okay, so he's found an enemy tank he can shoot at. There's a Scorpion down there. Lines up a shot. Dials in. Oh, excellent hit! You could see that was a blind shot hit because there was no explosion. So he absolutely hit that Scorpion. And those tanks have no armor at all. So he must have damaged it very, very badly. Looks like Scorpion's gone behind the rock, and that's why he can't get shots on it. 2 of the enemy have been spotted on the approach to their cap area, and of course that Scorpion is behind the rock, and they're wheedling him out right now. The Dicamax is the last one alive, and he's gone. Oh no, he's not the last one alive. The Scorpion's the last one alive, but nobody wants to go around the back because they know he's got a 90mm gun. And here he comes, and the box tank finishes him off. That was a very good game for the Crusader SP. Let's have a look at the end of battle results. I was very impressed that he kept pumping those rounds in as quickly as he could. It's a third-class tanker for Zin 1983 in the Crusader 5.5 SP, but he did get a sharpshooter for hitting 10 or more consecutive shots on the enemy, a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits, he got 10, and he got the high caliber for dealing the most damage in that game, and his win rate from that one was 3,086. Very high, CPU income standard. Let's have a look at team score. Well, he did 2,330 hit points of damage from that game. The next high scorer was the T29 that he kept hitting. He managed 1,690. After that, it was the T25-2 with 1,531. When it came to kills, well, I'm afraid Zin didn't get any at all, but the high scorers were shared between 4 tanks. T25-2, the box tank, the Skoda T40 and the M44 all got 2 kills apiece. When it came to base XP, it was the KV2 did the best with 656, 653 goes to the T25-2, 626 to the T150, and Zin managed to get 569. He fired 27 rounds, got 18 direct hits and 2 penetrations, 14 splash, damage of 2,330 hit points, of which 1,339 were at more than 300 meters. He damaged 5 of the enemy, didn't get any kills, but he did earn 31,886 credits, and after ammunition resupply, and this ammo is cheap, he actually took away 25,136 credits. He got 1 bond for the high caliber, 853 XP for the game, 17008 for completing the mission and events, took away 2,561 experience points altogether. And this battle took place in March. Yes, it's taken me a little while to get round to doing it, but it was a good game, wasn't it? It was quite an interesting firing position as well. If you enjoyed that replay, please give this video a like and do subscribe to our channel, please. And thanks for watching.